What's going on, guys? Tact KY here, and today I am going to be predicting the 2019 season of the AFC South. I already predicted my favorite team, the Titans. If you guys want to see my reasoning and stuff behind that, go watch that video. But this video is the AFC South, our division. I'm going to be predicting the Colts, Texans, and Jaguars games. So we're going to start off with the Colts, and then we'll go to the Texans, and then we'll go to the Jags, most likely. I haven't really studied their schedules to see like what's at home, what's away, what matchups they have. But looking at it here, they have a pretty tough schedule as well, it seems. So I'm going to go ahead and start predicting here. The first game, Colts versus Chargers. It's at the Chargers home. I have the Colts losing in week 2 to the Titans, obviously, as you can see on the screen. I'm going to say they start off 0-2. That's a bold prediction right there after how they played last season. But last season they also started off, I think, 0-5, 1-5, something like that. So 0-2, and then they come back home to play against the Falcons. They're going to beat the Falcons. They will beat the Raiders, I do believe. So 2-2 now, going into week 5 against the Chiefs. That's going to be a hard game. It's in Arrowhead. So I'm going to say the Chiefs pull that one out. They're going to go play the Texans at home after their bye week. I say the Colts win that. Broncos versus Colts, I say the Colts win that. So currently I have the Colts setting at 4-3 right now. Then they will go play the Steelers. And this is actually a game that can go either way. I'm very intrigued to pick the Steelers here, but I think I'm going to take the Colts. That's hard for me to say too. I think the Steelers could win. All I'm picking is home games right now. But that's just who I feel like are going to win. But now we're going for an away game. Colts beating the Steelers. Dolphins versus Colts. I have the Colts winning that. They go on a huge run here. 4-0 right here after the bye week. I think they'll go 5-0 after the bye week, beating the Jags. Colts, Texans. I think the Texans will win that. Then we have the Titans game, obviously. Colts versus Buccaneers. Dude, this is hard for me to do. I think the Colts are going to win the division. I honestly do. After seeing the schedule, week 14, I say the Colts win that. Week 15 against the Saints, I think the Saints will beat the Colts. Week 16 against the Panthers, Colts. Week 17 against the Jags, I think the Colts will sweep the Jags. So I think they might be winning the division. I haven't seen the Texans schedule, the Jags schedule yet, but I have them 11-5. Winning over us by 1 game. So now let's go over to the Texans schedule. So we're on the Texans schedule, and week 1 they play the Saints. They're going to get beat. Week 2 they play the Jags. This is actually going to be an interesting game. I think the Jags could honestly pull it off against the Texans at home, but I'm not gonna do that to them. Texans beat the Jags. Chargers versus Texans. Chargers win. Texans versus Panthers. I think the Texans beat the Panthers in week 4. Week 5, Texans versus Falcons. I think the Falcons did an upset here. I don't know if it would really be considered an upset. I would consider it an upset, especially at the Texans' home. I think the Falcons beat the Texans there. Then the Texans lose to the Chiefs. They lose to the Colts, obviously. So that's they lost 3 games in a row here. Then going into week 8 against the Raiders, I think they'll beat the Raiders. Week 9 against the Jags. This is in London, so it's not even a home game for the Jags. Wait a second. That is tough. The Jags have a tough schedule, it seems. Because their one home game of the division against the Texans is in London. I think the Texans should sweep the Jags. I was going to do it to the Jags if it was at their home, but since they're flying over to London, I think the Texans should easily win that game. Bye week, then they'll go to week 11 playing the Ravens. I think the Ravens will win that. Then we have the Colts versus Texans. Texans win week 13 against the Patriots. I think the Patriots win that. Week 14 against the Broncos. I think the Texans win that. And then we have 15. Week 16 against the Buccaneers. I think the Texans win that. So I have the Texans going 8-8. That is definitely a step down from last year. They have a really tough schedule, to be honest. Saints, Chargers, Chiefs, Patriots, Ravens. This is a tough schedule. I think this is tougher than the Titans, to be honest. Now let's look at the Jags. I have them starting off 1-5, just in the division. So first off, they start off going against the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win that. I had the Jags versus the Broncos. Dude, the Jags have a tough schedule. Wait a second. Broncos and Panthers. Week 4. I think the Jags should win that. Week 5, I think the Panthers pull it off. Week 6 against the Saints, I think the Saints win. Week 7 against the Bengals, I think the Jags should very easily win that. Week 8 against the Jets. This is interesting because we don't know what the Jets is going to do this year, but I think they could do. But I think the Jets should do very well this year. To be honest, I don't think they're winning the division against the Patriots or anything, but I'm gonna say the Jets there. Then we go all the way to Week 13 against the Buccaneers. I think the Jags win that. Week 14 against the Chargers. I think they lose that. Week 15 against the Raiders. I think the Jags win that game. Then Week 16 against the Falcons. I think the Jags will lose that game. So I have the Jags doing 5-11. I think that's what they went last year. Honestly, I thought they would step up as well. I mean, this is just my predictions, but they have a tough schedule, to be honest, as well. I think the AFC South has a very tough schedule this year, but there are also very good teams in the AFC South. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my predictions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.